Y'all didn't really think Ben Simmons was just going to average 5 points for the rest of his career, did you? Following a tumultuous past couple of seasons, the former number 1 overall pick is set to return to form in the upcoming season. My man is out for blood and ready to prove the haters wrong. After being dealt in a blockbuster package for James Harden, the longtime Sixer played in just 42 games last year for the Nets. He was dealing with various injuries and other matters during that time. Now, all signs are pointing toward him coming back full strength, which in his heyday yielded All-Star nods, All-NBA selections, and Defensive Player of the Year runner-ups. And you may hear all that and say, Ben is washed up. He's mentally weak. He doesn't love basketball. All of his best days are behind him. Well, I would say to you, look at this ginormous fish he caught. But seriously, by the end of this video, I bet I convince you why Ben Simmons will regain his place as one of the best players in the NBA. I must be pregnant because I am delivering the hottest NBA content on YouTube today. My name is Troy. This is the Half Court Report. Be sure you click that thumbs up button to help support this video and subscribe to the channel if you're new. The Half Court Report is blowing up and you don't want to miss out. I'm talking all about Ben Simmons today, one of the most polarizing players in the league. And make sure you stick around until the end of this video so you can hear my major Ben Simmons prediction. With all of Ben's health issues the last couple of years, I think we've forgotten just how good of a player he was. First overall pick in the 2016 NBA Draft, career averages of almost 15 points, about 8 rebounds, and 7.5 assists. Those numbers would be even higher if not for his injury-plagued season last year, where he only averaged 6.9 points, 6.3 rebounds, and 6.1 assists and appeared in 42 games. It will be fascinating to see how Ben Simmons plays this upcoming season for the Nets. And he's in a perfect situation to get back to the old Ben that we remember. Simmons will join a young but experienced Brooklyn core of Mikal Bridges, Cam Johnson, Nick Claxton, and Spencer Dinwiddie headlining the roster. I'd expect those to be the starting 5, and then Brooklyn will bring in off the bench 3-and-D aces Royce O'Neal and Dorian Finney-Smith. And let's not forget Lonnie Walker IV and Dennis Smith Jr. Walker had a solid season for the Lakers last year, and Smith was one of the better backup point guards in the league for Charlotte. He's a defensive menace too. That's a team that's 9 deep and will be able to lock down the opposition on any given night. And I haven't even mentioned king of the irrational confidence guys in Cam Thomas. This roster is actually pretty loaded, but maybe most important of all, the Nets have multiple players who can spread the floor around Ben Simmons. I know that we're all wanting him to develop into a 40% three-point shooter, but this season, probably even more than in past years, I think Ben trying to add that shot to his game will just complicate things. He needs to focus on reestablishing himself as the type of player that made him one of the best young guys in the league. A guy with elite passing, playmaking, defense, and if healthy, athleticism. If Ben wants to shoot a couple threes a game, hey, I'm cool with that, but it doesn't need to be a major part of his offense. The best case for Ben this year has to be getting back to his old Philadelphia form. That involves him running the floor, both to initiate fast breaks and slow down those of his opponents, all the while attacking the rim and including 1 or 2 highlight passes a night. If Simmons returns to the form he displayed in the 2019-2020 season, that's when he was All-NBA, All-Defensive Team, NBA Steals leader, and an All-Star, he will silence his critics for good. That's the last season in which he was not troubled by back pain or the mental block, which really impacted other aspects of his game. That would translate to something like a 16-point, 8-rebound, 8-assist kind of season. Playing on a team with much less spotlight should also help. Simmons has become enough of a forgotten man to where his play is more of a side note for the Brooklyn Nets. It's much different than last season when he was the X factor, the potential glue of a championship team already equipped with Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving. But I think that too could work to his advantage, at least early on. Teams may not expect much from Simmons. That would allow him to get more comfortable on the court and in turn help his confidence and give him the boost he needs as the season goes on. Ben Simmons has not been shy about his expectations for himself amid his newfound health ahead of the upcoming season. After moving from his off-season home in LA and spending this off-season training in Miami, Simmons said he's, quote, the strongest he's ever been during his time with the Brooklyn Nets. He also said that his off-season has consisted of 5 to 6 hour training days, Monday through Friday, as he attempts to regain the physically dominant form of his all-star seasons. Listen to what he said. I don't think people realize how bad I was physically, how I was feeling, and what I was able to do on the floor. Being able to sit down now and not have to lean or slouch one way, it's kind of crazy for me. But I feel I'm at 100% right now. I'm just building back to where I'm playing. I haven't played in a while. I'm just taking hits. I'm getting my body used to that. Man, I really just want to see this guy enjoying the game and playing hard again. A Simmons poke-away steal, transition dunk, and then a quick grin as he jogs back on defense would be like a breath of fresh air. The best case scenario for Ben Simmons in this upcoming season is that he's the kind of player who helps the Brooklyn Nets win basketball games that they wouldn't ordinarily have won. It starts with making it through the regular season without the nagging injuries that have taken a toll on both Ben's body and mind dating back to his days in Philadelphia. He just can't afford to spend half the season returning to action after days and weeks off. These injuries happen to every NBA player, but Simmons needs to establish a rhythm early in the season where he's playing high leverage minutes every night. Not only does Simmons utilize contact to get to the rim, but he finishes high up on the glass, resembling that special 6'11 athlete we all marveled at earlier on in his career. If Simmons reaches his best case scenario, he'll stuff the stat sheet and utilize the threat of interior scoring to then make high-level passes, all while playing hounding defense. That only happens if Ben is able to exert his body to the fullest, not worrying about injury or going to the free throw line. But my prediction is that not only will he do it, he'll help lead the Nets to home court advantage in the playoffs, receive an all-star selection, and be in the running to make an all-NBA team. That's what I think, but be sure to let me know in the comments what you think this season holds for Ben Simmons. Since you've watched this far, be sure to drop a like for the YouTube algorithm. Click that subscribe button too so you never miss another NBA video. And speaking of comebacks, have you guys been following what Zion Williamson is up to? Dude has been putting in work and he is looking jacked. He's out to silence the haters as well. So can he do it? I did a whole video on it where I break down everything that's been going on with Zion and what's next for his career. Check it out, and I'll catch you next time on the Half Court Report. Have a great day.